Hello learners, and welcome to today's lesson of rate, ratio and proportion. Today we are going to be focusing on practice and application. So let's start with our first question. So now we are going to be working with speed, distance and time. Remember, we had a diagram that is going to help us with the formulas for speed or distance or time. Let's look at the first example. A man on a motorbike is moving at a speed of 105 kilometers per hour for 420 kilometers. How long did this motorbike travel? So let's write the formula. How long means we are working with time. So we are going to write down the formula for time. So time is equals to, and according to our diagram there, that is going to be our distance divided by our speed. We've been given all this information, and that is going to be, so our distance there is 420 kilometers. And we are dividing this by our speed, which we've been given as 105 kilometers per hour. If you punch that into your calculator, 420 divided by 105, that is going to give us an answer of 4. So this means that this motorbike was traveling for 4 hours. Do you remember the rate and how we calculate the rate there? So the rate here means that for every hour, our motorbike was traveling for 105 kilometers. So it means that our rate here, which is actually the speed, that is 105 kilometers per hour. Let's move on to number 2. So a school bus traveling at 100 kilometers per hour reaches its destination after 5 hours. How far did the school bus travel? So we are looking at how far. And how far would mean we are trying to look for distance. So we are going to first write down the formula, and again our diagram is going to make that easier for us. So distance is at the top, meaning we are going to multiply the speed and the time. And when we look at the information that we've been given, we have been given a speed of 100 kilometers per hour, and we are multiplying that by the time, which is our 5 hours. When you say 100 multiplied by 5, that will give you an answer of 500, and that is going to be in kilometers. And when we look at the rate for this scenario, our rate is that every hour this bus was traveling for 100 kilometers. So our rate is 100 kilometers per hour. The next one here is that Tshego is visiting South Africa for a few days. She has $255 in her pocket. What is the value of her money in rands if $1 is equivalent to 18 rands and 1 cent? So remember, we are working with a rate here where we are comparing $1 with 18 rands and 1 cent. But because we are actually looking for $255, remember, how do we move from $1 to $255? That is through multiplication. We are going to multiply that 1 with 255. And what I do on one side of our rate, we should also go and do the same thing on the other side. This means that this 18 rands and 1 cent, we are going to multiply it with 255 rands. And when you 255, sorry. And when you punch that into your calculator exactly as it is, that is 18,01 multiplied by 255, that will give us an answer of 4,592 rands and 55 cents. So this means that Tshego will actually have 4,592 rands and 55 cents in her pocket when she has converted that money. Then we are going to continue to number 4. So when we look at number 4 there, we have Boitumelo invests 21,000 in the bank at an interest rate of 6.5% per annum. How much will she have at the end of 3 years? So we know that here we are calculating that simple interest that we learned about. So our simple interest, if you remember, would be our P for principal amount, our R for the interest rate, and our T for the period or for the amount of time. The principal amount that she is investing in her bank account is 21,000. Now we are going to multiply this by the rate, which is 6.5. And then we are also going to multiply that by the period, which in this case is 3 years. And all of this is going to be divided by 100. Now, when you punch it into your calculator as it is, that is going to give us an interest of 4,095 rands. That is just the interest. But when we need to calculate how much in total Boitumelo will have in her bank account, we are going to take her initial 21,000 and we are going to add this 4,095 rands. And in total, we are going to have 25,095 rands. So this is how much that Boitumelo will have at the end of 3 years. Let's move on to our application questions. So now we are going to look at NIMS, and we are going to look at NIMS for quite a while because it's like he's taking a little trip. So NIMS is going on a trip to China. He has 20,800 rands saved up to spend on this trip. Now the exchange rate of the Chinese yen to the South African rands is 1 yen is equivalent to 2 rands and 46 cents. So now we need to calculate the following. How many yens did he budget to spend on this trip? So remember, how much does he have in his bank account? He has 20,800 rands. And we have been told that 1 yen is equivalent to 2 rands and 46 cents. So how do we go from rands to the yen? Now we have 20,800 rands. And because we want to take it to the yen, we need to divide by that 2 rands and 46 cents. So that's exactly what we are going to do. And when you punch that into your calculator exactly the way it is, then you are going to get an answer of 8,455 and 28 cents. Now remember, this calculation is allowing us to find out how much this number is or how much the value is in yens. So it means that the answer that you are going to get is actually going to be in the yen. So he is going to have 8,455 rands and 28 cents. Sorry, 8,455 yens and 28. So that's the amount that he's going to have in the Chinese currency. Let's quickly go to an ad break and then we'll come back and continue with those application questions.